I'm Nicole King, and this is Marbella Now.
And as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, hey, hey.
Joining me now is Sorana Filipescu of Biomagnetism Marbella, which is a great system actually of wiggling your feet and making you feel better for many things. Tried it, loved it, which is why I've really trust in all the things that Sorana does, particularly she's always studying. Sorana, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Nicole.
I really do love the way that you are always researching and looking and learning about the weirdest things that happen in our body. Why are you so fascinated with how our bodies work? How did that come about?
I have no idea. Well, first, my family, all my family, they are doctors, and I decided not to study medicine against their will. But after that, I came to the conclusion that I'm very interested and drawn to all this science, but it's very, very hard to study all that time. So I arrived to this therapy like being a patient, and it worked out. So I said I should study that, because if it worked for me, it should work for others, and I can help others. So I started up like that, and after that I find all the time a lot of interesting stuff that I don't know, it attracts me. So
and everything is related, which is the most important thing. Whatever you're looking at, when it's to do with mind or body, it's all related.
It's all related because we are the same. And sadly, Western medicine, until now, they didn't look at it this way. They treat your body, and for each organ you have a doctor, but they don't make the connection to other stuff. But we are all related. We are integrated in the same bubble. So our mind has to do with the function of our immune system. Our immune system activates gene, and so long and so long. So everything is related, and we are a whole. So it's important to have our mind healthy, to our healthy thoughts, and good nutrition, good hydration. Everything has to do with it.
How does your family, the doctors, react to your speciality?
They just opened their mind a little bit. In the beginning, they were skeptic, because as you were in the beginning, people have no idea about this technique. They didn't heard of it, although it's on the market up there for a very long time, but people just don't know about it. So you have to experience it on your own, and after seeing results, you have to see it to believe it, you know?
Without a doubt. I mean, I never thought that you could be placed with magnets and then it could help with your digestive system. But personally, I mentioned to you when you come, oh, but I always feel so bloated and it's frustrating, and now I don't have that problem. And sometimes we don't realize how simply things can be eradicated with the right treatment.
Exactly, and the best part of this treatment is that you don't have to take any medicine, because just balancing the pH, you're helping your body to restore that homeostasis, and that all those vital functions and systems are back in place, so you're healthy and you're fit to go.
You're saying about the pH and the water, and it makes me think when we're testing our swimming pools, we test the pH. It's curious that we are similarly pH based. Should we not be like peeing on pH sticks every day to see what our pH is like?
Well, that's a matter of checking it, but one of the things that can alter your pH, of course, it's nutrition, but it's also stress. And our mind, as we spoke, can make you acid, make your pH acid, because the pH is the solution that measure all this from basic to acidic. But I think one of the major things in our life is nutrition. How to be healthy. It's what you eat. You are what you eat. We spoke about that last time. What you eat, and also what you drink. And Well, everything is connected.
When we talk about, obviously water is fundamental. Most of our body is like 70-80% of our body is made up of water. But there are lots of different types of water in the sense you're talking about pH. A lot of people now talk about, for example, Kangen waters. And what are the differences between waters, and does it matter what water we're drinking?
Of course it matters because, as you said, our body is made up to 70-75% of water. It's the basic of life. Every living creature on this earth relies on water. So our earth, it's 70% water, and that makes just a comparison to our body. If you take all our organs contain water, our heart, our brain is 73% water, our lungs. So even our bones that are a very solid structure contain 30% of water. So thinking of water, it's very important what you drink. Not all waters are the same. And not all waters have the same pH. Of course, there's tap water, but tap water, you don't know where it's coming from. It's coming to a lot of different sources, and it goes through water facilities, water treatment facilities that are practically injecting chlorine. Chlorine, it's important because it's almost an antibiotic, but it's not very good for our health, having chlorine all the time. So tap water contains not only chlorine, it contains lead, it contains fluoride, it contains sometimes you find trace of arsenic in it because it doesn't filter good. So if you don't have home a filter, you become the filter for that water. So everything that comes in.
I just do tap water in the kettle. And yet I'm now thinking that really we shouldn't, because when I see the amount of lime scale that forms in the kettle, it makes me think it must be forming that in my organs.
Of course, yes. It's not very healthy because tap water is not what it has been 100 years ago. And with all the technology that evolved, we couldn't find a very good solution for filtering water, from that water facilities. So we have to have a filter home because I just said chlorine affects you, but fluoride has been proven to affect your pineal gland, for example. And the pineal gland is in charge of all your decision, of all your willpower. So if you don't want to wake up this morning, I think it's the water you're drinking.
But it's funny because fluoride, when I was a little girl, I remember being rushed to the dentist because there was this new fluoride treatment, so we were all shoved in this orange gum of fluoride.
And toothpaste, etc. Yeah, I don't want to get too much into that, but it seems to be the scam of the century. Actually, 2015, a very big study has been done in London. They took different neighborhoods and tested the water they were drinking, and they tested areas where fluorine was put in water and areas where this didn't exist. So that area, they found out that people in that area had developed problem with the thyroid, and thyroid problems and thyroid dysfunctions, and it was all caused by, one of the causes was fluoride.
Wow, it just goes to show what we don't know. Don't go away, because Sarana's going to tell us more of what we don't know after the break. We're back in a moment.
Judy and John are getting along famously. They have so much in common, which now includes both being too tipsy to drive home.
Oh, John, you can't drive home like that. Neither can I.
John looks worried, but not our Judy. She simply calls Linear Director for a free taxi and a tow truck to take her and her car home. Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 to see how they can better your life too.
Alright guys, so I'm the designated driver tonight, so I'm going to choose the Zero Hero place. So all of my soft drinks are for free. And if you want to go somewhere else, just check out the Facebook, Instagram or the zerohero.es website for any of the bars, discotheques or restaurants on there. I'm happy to go anywhere you want to go as long as it's Zero Hero.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign. And we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
Set you on your way, no time to hesitate. We are all the same. So much trouble.
G-Wine is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
How cool is that? G-Wine.
Thank you.
That's
Glad
okay.
are proud to present Zero to Hero. Never drink and drive.
McNulty's is proud to be a Zero Hero partner.
Out of bounds, Zero Hero partners.
Here we are, sticker going on. Delighted to welcome everybody and to be part of the Zero Hero campaign. Delighted.
Zero Hero, welcome here at the Gaucho de Banús.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Zero Hero, welcome to Portofino, Cabo Pino.
Hi guys, Kazatua is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
So here we are at Everest. Very cool.
Yeah.
Stickers going up.
Hiya, my name is Govinda. I'm from Everest. Welcome to Zero Hero, to Everest Fusion, to enjoy your cocktails, drinks, and happy hour as well. And food, of course, is delicious. Thank you.
Welcome to Sister Taperia. Perfecto.
Welcome back. If you've just tuned in, I'm chatting with Sorana Filipescu of Biomagnetism Marbella, and we're talking today specifically about water, the benefits of water, the pH of water, the differences in water, and above all, drink water, particularly with this heat. Sorana, it's really fascinating to know that there are so many aspects to take into consideration when talking about water. What should we look for? We've seen the properties where we should avoid, but what are the things we should look to when buying that bottle of water or a filter for our water?
Well, first, we have a lot of filters of water. We have the Brita that is in all stores or instructions, or I don't know, you go to Leroy Merlin and you find the Brita filter. But that filter actually says that it takes out the chlorine taste and fluorine taste, but it doesn't take out actually that element.
So you actually look for the wording. It takes out the taste.
The
not
taste, yeah. But it doesn't take. So actually, it's not very useful. What is a very good filter is the reverse osmosis, RO, reverse osmosis, and that's what it does practically. It emulates the nature because it's a very giant filter. It's a very small membrane, and it makes water go through that. And that membrane is like 0.1 microns. So bacteria weighs 0.3 microns, so it cannot get through it. It holds all those pathogens, mostly of all of the pathogens and all of those elements that we don't want the water to be into. So in the end, we will have H2O, like plain water. But now, is it really good to have plain water? In nature, we don't find water H2O like chemical structure as it is, because water is the universal solvent. So it has the capacity to integrate and to transform. It has to wherever it is, and it has the capacity to integrate with all the other substances in nature. So it flows over stones, over rocks, and it takes all those minerals. So when you drink that water from nature, directly from a spring water, it has a lot of minerals. And that's how we survived during all those years, because it provides us with what we need. But after treating it chemical, we don't have that.
It's like having living water and dead water.
Exactly. And it's important to give a little bit structure to that water, to drink structural water. Structural water is how the molecules in water relate to each other. And it's how it appears, it is in nature. So how can we structure that water that we get after the reverse osmosis? We just add a little bit of sea salt, but quality sea salt, not the one you buy everywhere. You have to find rock salt, Himalayan salt, Hawaii salt.
Again, something untreated.
Yes, sea salt, really good sea salt. Add a little bit to that, or just a little bit of lemon. Squeeze a little bit of lemon in it. You get all those electrolytes back, and you add more structure to that water, and that's very good. And because it's very difficult living in a city to go to find spring water. It's practically impossible. So this is one of the aspects that we should take in consideration. And another factor that's very important and people don't even think about it, it's bottled water. Bottled water don't have a lot of restriction. It has to be as good as tap water, at least as good as tap water. So sometimes you drink dead water in it. But the harmful part of the bottled water is the bottle.
The actual plastic that's putting chemicals into the water.
Because water is not biodegradable, but it's photodegradable. So if you leave a plastic bottle to the sun, and when you're coming back into the car, it happens all the time. You take a sip of the water, and practically you feel and you taste that plastic, isn't it? And
the fumes of the plastic seem to.
Yeah, because as water is the universal solvent, it absorbs and it integrates to the plastic.
I saw a fascinating experiment when they showed you just put like a daffodil in a water, and then you take the daffodil out, but you actually still have molecules of the daffodil in the water. Yes. It's got memory.
Exactly, water has memory. There was an experiment that they did in Japan.
Masaru Emoto, I just love that. But that's actually, this one brings it, being a healthy body and a healthy mind. When I saw about Masaru Emoto, I never get his name right, but literally showing that water, if you say nasty words to it and then freeze it, and you could see horrible images, and when you say nice things, it made beautiful diamonds. And if we're majority water, anything we say negative, this negative self-talk and things, has to be physically bad for us then.
Yes, and it actually materialized. So they made experience by growing two plants at the same time, and in one of the roses they put water and they said I love you, and in the other one they just said nasty words or put nasty music, and they developed differently, and it was the same water. Water has memory, and water has its solvent. It's the universal solvent, as I said, so it absorbs everything you put in it. So if you want to put some, the juice in it, that you put some color and some sugar in it, that I wouldn't recommend, but you become that thing. You become the water you drink. So
it amazes me the things we do drink For example, I saw a program at Coca-Cola. It actually says no beneficial contents whatsoever. I mean, there's just not one healthy thing or nourishing thing in it.
No.
And yet we would never put that in our plants, but we put it in ourselves. I mean, I
Exactly.
couldn't imagine anyone think, oh, the plant needs liquid, let's give it a soda.
Yeah.
Why do you think we are so flippant with ourselves? Why don't we care about ourselves as much as our plants?
Because
what are we missing? What are we? No, tell us something.
I think all the ads that are outside, and they are just they're trying to identify yourself, because that's the power of ads. Having you trying to identify with the person that is in the ad. So having a Cindy Crawford that is drinking Pepsi, you want to be like her. So you start drinking Pepsi, and you don't even start to think, hey, is it good for me, or what damage would this create? I think the most important is being aware, being present, and try to relax and think about the things you are going to put into your body, because it's not only I'm not drinking plastic water because it comes from the plastic and it has estrogen compounds, because really the plastic has an estrogen compounds. It's called bisphenol A. It was demonstrated that it has estrogen compounds, and that react to certain receptors in your body, estrogen receptors. So as a woman, if you drink a lot of that water, you will become estrogen dominant. So you will.
And for a guy, it probably wouldn't be that good either.
No,
putting on weight.
But it's not being. You shouldn't be so neurological about that. Oh my God, I shouldn't do that. But really try to think and to make a difference what we put into our body, because it's all bioaccumulation. It's the Coke, it's the water, it's the food, it's this and that, it's the stress.
And it's attitude.
It's
stress and attitude. We're going to have to leave it there for today, Sarana. Please come back next week, because there's so much more to talk. We haven't even talked about dehydration and all of the things we're going to talk about. So stay tuned for more from Sarana Filipescu. And in the meanwhile, if you've got anything, aches and pains, and you really just don't want to go and see a doctor, do check it out, because I found it very helpful. And she's ever so charming, so you can't go wrong. Sarana, thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole, and see you next time.
And thank you guys very much. That's all for today. Remember, you can watch recordings of the show from the RTV Marbella website, or you can go to nicoleking.es with links to the programme, my column Marbella Moments in the Euro Weekly News, and our Zero Hero website with ever-increasing listings of bars, restaurants and hotels that offer free soft drinks to the designated driver. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other. Y nos vemos mañana. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.
So much trouble tearing us apart. Poison